One of the most important things we can do when we're feeling anxious and starting to worry is to figure out which of the things we're worried about are somewhat within our control, and so we have the ability to do something about them, and which of them are completely outside of our control, and so there's nothing we can do about them except to worry about them and make ourselves even more anxious. So the first step is to figure out which of the things we're worrying about have a solution right now, and then we take these solvable problems and do something about them. And as a result, our anxiety starts to decrease. So if we're worried about getting the coronavirus, we've all seen lists of what we should be doing to help avoid getting the virus. And so that's the solvable part of the worry. Frequent hand washing and don't touch your face, and social distancing and working from home if you can, and maybe stocking up on some essentials in case you need to self-quarantine, and so on. But doing all of these things still doesn't guarantee that you don't get the virus, and while it may reduce your anxiety a little bit, there's still probably plenty of anxiety to go around. But once you've already done all of the problem solving and taken care of whatever's within your control, there's nothing left that you can do about what's making you anxious, except to go through all sorts of hypothetical what-ifs about the future that you can't do anything about right now. And so worrying about them only leads to thinking in circles, with your mind racing, and getting more and more anxious by the minute. And so what can we do when these hypothetical thoughts start popping into our heads to help prevent ourselves from getting stuck in an endless cycle of worry? One of the best strategies we can use to help reduce worrying is called postponing worry. So when a worried thought pops into your head, rather than thinking about this worry right now, you simply write it down. And then try to just let that thought go and don't worry about it right now. But then at the end of the day, give yourself a worry period. And you take your list of all of the worries that you wrote down during the day and set aside a maximum of 20 minutes to go through your list and see if there's anything on it that needs your attention. And so this can be a way of giving yourself permission to not worry about something in the moment, because you know that even if you don't think about it right now, you're going to give yourself a chance to think about it later. And so if it's something important, it's not going to go neglected if you set it aside for now. So there are a couple of reasons why this is a good strategy. First, because we tend to start worrying when we're already feeling anxious. And when we're feeling anxious, we're operating out of an emotional state of mind, rather than a rational and problem-solving state of mind. And so we're not well equipped to be able to think about what's worrying us in a productive manner. And generally all the thinking we do at this moment is going to just feed back into our emotions, making us even more anxious. But if we're able to postpone our worrying and not think about what's worrying us until we're not actually feeling anxious in the moment, then we're much more likely to have something productive come out of it. And often once we're not feeling anxious anymore, the things that we were worrying about no longer seem that important, and we're able to just let them go without worrying about them anymore, or even giving them much of a second thought. And another reason why postponing worrying is so effective is that it teaches us that worrying isn't uncontrollable, and that just because a worry pops into our head, we don't have to worry about it right now. And the more we make this a habit, the more likely it is that we'll be able to just let go of our worries before they leave us with our minds racing or start to pull us into downward spirals. And for some more strategies on how to reduce worrying, check out my video on watching our thoughts and letting them go, and my video on cognitive restructuring, where you'll learn how to reframe your thoughts so you're not always imagining the worst case scenario. And please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, and check out my online mindfulness-based cognitive therapy course for free from the link in the description.